ability to stay in the feeling of the reality that you want to create is what will give you the emotional energy to go forward, and is what will draw in the synchronicities to bring this all to life. you, Jolie, you got a birthday message. I'm gonna mute you. so, so that is what is going to carry you forward. So I know I harp on it a lot, but it is absolutely crucial, and few things are more important. So this week's form is pretty brief. You're welcome. It's pretty brief. It hits on three major topics. So the affiliates, the content, and then local networking. And so it's a really easy process of going through here. And again, getting into the feeling, and then thinking on the affiliates. Where are your people living, exercising, relaxing? What do they read? What music do they listen to? Reflect on some of the answers you've already gone through and bring that knowledge here, because your ability to find other promoters who are in your people's worlds and are speaking to these same messages and care about the same things you do can make an absolutely enormous difference in the way that you can promote. That is what made really it's changed our world completely in our first event, and was definitely influential in the second and the third for sure, because it is those ability to have people with audiences that care about what you care about that will share your message. It's just can't be overstated how important it is. We're going to go into 5 different categories and 5 ideal candidates for each category. So when you're reflecting on these different areas of who your best promotional partners are, this is where you want to write those out. Okay. Again, so important. Any questions about those first 2 pieces? I know it's pretty straightforward. Good. Okay. Now, when you're going to go into the tactics of contacting them, this is where you want to go into how you can be of service. So just like you want to put your clients, the people who are going to pay you money, into a value debt, you want to see how can you be of service to the people that you're seeking something from. So it can be as simple as leaving an awesome yoga studio in your area who might promote for you, an awesome Google review, sharing a post on Instagram. Simple little things that can take seconds or a few minutes can make monumental differences to someone who's used to getting things asked of them, and just like, oh, wow, Daniela just took the time to leave me this sweet review, and oh my God, she's so charming, and that's so cool. So I'm super interested. Yeah, what are you up to? You're doing some cool event thing? Yeah, I'll help you with that. Like, it's the leaning into those relationships, having that hope, having that confidence, having that trust that as you feed into them, they're going to want to feed into you, is crucially important. And I know that this is probably new for most of you, is asking people to help promote your events. So there's probably some healthy doubt or fear around, oh, no one's going to care about me. I'm just insert limiting belief here. But I promise you, the value that you will get from them is a justification for the effort. And there's an awesome quote I saw the other day from Alex Hormozy, and he said it's our ability. I'm probably going to get this slightly wrong, but I'll get it mostly right. It's like our ability to have difficult conversations is what gets us to our goal. That's it. Like, how many difficult conversations can we have per day that will drive us forward and that will draw the reality we want to come to life into our life? That's it. So lean into the difficult conversations. Now, when you're looking at the tracking for the affiliates, if we're building out your technology for you, you're going to get access to an awesome affiliate tracking program. Makes it all super easy. If you are not doing that, there are other software programs out there that are also very simple to use. High Level is my favorite for building out the websites and the landing pages and the affiliate tracking and all that's $100 a month. And if you don't want to do that, if it's too technically challenging or financially that's not where you're at right now, it really can be as simple as, hey, how did you hear about us? And taking notes. So make sure that whatever you feel like your impediments are to putting this together, there is a solution and it is worth it. So really reflect on whatever those solutions are and make sure you are powering through them, because it is so worth it. There's a lot of other parts and pieces and details that you could go into, but like, the most important things really are right here. How do you find the right people that share your goals? How can you be of service to them? How can you reward them for your further efforts? In a minute, we're going to go through social media content and emails and what you can give to them to help them promote with. So hang on for that. But like, the most concentrated advice I can give you, it really is right there. Any thoughts, concerns, questions about that? No? Cool. Social media content and ads. This is a amazing section and very important one, and one that I'll admit I don't feel like a total master of. Ben, you're on here and you've crushed on social media like I haven't quite been able to yet, but I do know we have been successful. So there's a mixture of humility and hunger for more that I like to express when I'm speaking to this. And getting clear on your hooks, getting clear on your stories, getting clear on your vulnerable truths. Those are all things I deeply feel and believe in. And the more you can speak to those in your content and lead people into your offerings, the more powerful you're going to be. So I've done a ton of trainings. I've taken a lot of advice. I've read and studied a lot. And honestly, I'll just be perfectly blunt. I'm still figuring it out myself. So there is a long and challenging adventure of social media. And we'll have a workshop with you, Ben, here hopefully soon to help speak to some of this, of how you've been so incredibly successful in your social media growth. So speaking to those two pillars and bringing in the content and the resources and answers that you have put together so far, the more you speak to that, the more it will resonate, the more it will be laser focused on your people. So again, that's why we've gone deep and digging a really deep foundation, because we want to have a huge skyscraper into the sky. And that requires a really deep dig into you, into your story, your transformation, your people, your results. So again, giving you a lot of credit and a lot of love for the time it takes to assemble that information. Testimonials, super, super important. Here's an easy way of just getting those organized. Anyone that you've spoken with in the past, if you're early in your coaching world, call those people and get their answer and say, hey, have, even if it wasn't even a professional, totally context, like what was your experience of me? How would you describe what we've done? What impact has this made on you? The more organized you can be, the more credible that you'll feel, the more experienced you'll feel, and get those organized here so that if you do have them and they are already in your professional world and they are already a part of your business, then you'll have them easily organized here and you can put them into your social media content, which we will show you here in just a moment. Yeah. So short form this week. I know you're all sad, but you're welcome. And we're going to go into the graphics here in just a second. That all seem pretty clear? Okay, awesome. All right. So this document is in the learning library, and the first link here it's a huge collection of Auria assets. So these will serve as inspiration for you. You're also going to have them in Canva documents where you can make a copy of the Canva files, swap in your images, edit the text, change the fonts, and you will have a huge head start on getting your content done. And we put a huge amount of time and effort into putting these together. And so you're going to have a big leg up on getting this stuff put together for you. So these are from obviously our second event. And then we also have in Canva, I'll show you here in a moment, the swappable copy that you can use and just import your images, import the new information, and you've got content ready to go. If you do end up having speakers on with you, we have a big collection here of inspiration for how you can structure these. Obviously, we've had a lot of speakers, which is just kind of crazy how many we've had, but this is a great inspiration for how you can help your people promote. So if you do have an affiliate, if you do have a sponsor, then this is a great format and inspiration for you to promote them, to show them love, to show them how it's a win-win, and creating those co-elevating relationships and everything that you're doing is absolutely crucial. We've got some carousel examples in here that can be really important for you. These are all speaking to the different elements of the program. So when you reflect on what your pillars are, what your modules are, there's great inspiration here for you to model your designs and your content after. And then this guy here, those are more examples of just different people that are in there. So just want to give you a lot to go on with inspiration. In the email section, we have ready to use affiliate emails. So these are ones to recruit people with. So if you are searching out local businesses and you are prospecting to them via email, then you have a great set of inspirational emails here. And you'll see in it that the matrix is cracking is obviously a major theme of what we're about. That's kind of our big idea, is that in these times of this crazy society that we're in, something incredible is happening, something is breaking through. And so we're speaking to that, and we're bringing that into everything that we do. Any questions on email copywriting? We've got a lot to go over, so I'm kind of skimming through here. There's probably going to be questions throughout the week here.
So we can just use all this content and put our own information into it, and that's totally fine with you. You actually want
100%.
us to do that.
I
Okay.
want you to copy, paste, modify, use, and reuse everything I can give you. I'm here to make this as easy as possible. And yeah, there's a lot of high-level copywriters that went into all of this. And then these emails here are for the customers. These were the affiliate emails were pretty expensive. These here are some very high-level copywriter of mine, and really see how they work and reflect on the structure, and see how you can pull the format out of it. Because there's busting beliefs in here. There's, hey, you think it's this, but it's really this. And that really helps people to step into a deeper experience of credibility with you, because there's that really powerful edge of being a little controversial while still being credible. And that's really what a teacher does. A teacher helps us to step into that kind of confusing world of cognitive dissonance and says like, oh, I'm learning something here. This is different. So seeing how you can make these into your own voice and into your own essence and feeling is huge. And there's a ton here. I mean, there's like 24 pages of emails. So again, you don't need to do all of this, and you won't be able to do all of it, but this is a huge library of information you can use for a long time into the future. So grab this, copy it, paste it, and you've got a resource of really the thousands of dollars worth of copywriting here that you can utilize for your business. Yeah, it really is. This guy's super expensive, and he makes crazy money in the home gardening space. He sells like these crazy home gardening kits is what he primarily does, but he's worked for some of the top marketers on the planet. If any of you know Perry Marshall, he's like a digital marketing icon for marketing nerds like me. So here you have a great Instagram DM flow. So again, you want to modify this to your people and your structure, but many blessings. I'm reaching out to your ideal people, retreat leaders, coaches, etc., that I feel align with our values, to explore affiliate relationships for live and virtual events, to create passive income while serving your ideal client market. I'm also inviting our top affiliates to join me at our upcoming events. Previous events have done these amazing things. Is that something you'd be interested in exploring possible synergies for? Super easy, super powerful. And when you see people with audiences that are relevant to your world, you want to make time for this, and this will pay off. It's not going to work every time, obviously, but there's going to be a lot of people that will want to partner with you on this. And the more heart-centered you are, the more you speak to what they really desire, the more you understand them, the more you talk about their recent posts, their recent messages, what they have done, the more powerful it will be. And here's an example of, hey, I was reading your recent post on divine feminine expression. I want to say how much I love it. Put it into your words and really create that feeling of authentic connection. And authenticity, as you know, is the name of the game. And you've got a lot of great examples here on how to do that. If your people live on LinkedIn, there's a great LinkedIn messaging flow as well for you to reach out with. And please dig in here. Any questions you have, throw them in the chat throughout the week, and let me know how I can help in tweaking and tuning these to what you need. But it definitely gives you the baseline structure that will make a major impact for you. Any questions there? Pretty straightforward. Okay, cool. All right. So when you are now going to be leaning into your landing pages, for those of you that are making your own sites in the future or in the present for your events, there's a really great format and structure to bring that together for you. So looking at what your colors and what your previous websites of inspiration are. This is a great way of get started on that. These are basic questions that I always ask when building out a new landing page for myself or for other people. And you've pretty much answered these already, but it's just in there for as kind of a reminder. And this is the document that I always use for that. And now looking at the main sections. So the first part of your site is going to be the big claim, the header, the big deliverable, and how you really relate purely to what's most important to them. And how do you really have that bullseye on what they're really seeking? The stakes is what you're saving them from. It's alluding to the problem. It's alluding to the challenge, making it clear that you understand what they're going through. And this is where, again, you're drawing that information up from the work that you've done to make sure that people can quickly and clearly see that you understand their problem. And this is valuable, again, in everything that you do, because the more that people know that you are aware of, that you care about, you're experienced with the problem that they have, the more that bond is going to be there, the more the desire is going to be there, and the more that you can orient everything that you do around that, the more powerful you're going to be. And especially if you're early in the process, or if you're starting a new venture of any kind in this chapter that we're doing together, it's probably the most difficult thing, to orient what you're saying into the people and shifting your mind every moment, every word into service, and not into a story that's over here or something that's cool about you or something that you're really excited about, but making sure that it speaks directly to what's most important to them. So a lot of great structure in here, and I won't go too deep into the details and the nitty gritty of this because time and might not be relevant for everyone. But if you have any questions about landing pages or how to structure your messaging about this document in general, just let me know and I will dive into the details with you immediately. Before we go to the next section here, going to show you the Canva documents and what you're going to have access to, because these worked very, very well. And again, these are documents that you can share and use on your own. Just obviously make the changes. And if you want to upload a new picture in your own Canva, all you need to do is just drag it into the background, drag it into the foreground, and change the text into whatever you desire. And these are all ready to use immediately for you. And these were very effective. And these are all examples that you can post as a story, and boost them as a story is one of the most effective ways. So for $5 or $10 a day, you can put these stories out onto your pages, boost them, put the conversion on there, drop the link onto your page, or drop the link onto your Calendly or onto your website, whatever the conversion you're desiring is, and they will perform quite well. And doing them in a sequence of 5. We also did one that was a video here. And then having the total summary at the end was really, really effective. And as you can see here, we're leading with the benefits. We're leading with what we're desiring to do, what we're desiring to serve with, what our people are speaking to in our research and in our own study. And then bam, this is the way it all comes together, and leaving a space here for that button of the link and dropping in your link right there. So again, modify this, change this, make it yours. It's all yours, and it's ready to rock and roll. For sponsorships, actually, I put this in here, but sponsorships is next week. So I'm going to leave this off for now, but we are going to dive into the sponsorship decks here shortly for you. Giving you some more examples of story posts, and actually these are the 4x5s, pardon me. So for a carousel for your event, this is a great example of how we did it. The background here was an AI creation. And then obviously here, we just took everyone's pictures, edit image and background remover. If you haven't used that before in Canva, that's the simple one to make that work. And then speaking to all of their credibility, all the reasons why people are going to want to tune in with them, and then telling a quick story at the end on it. These were very effective. We had a really great performance on our social media ads and our social media posts on this one. So great examples for you there. Again, all yours. And actually, yeah, that's that for now. So any questions there?
Can
Okay.
you show me on Vision where those links are, where we find them?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. You should. All of that was in there. And
is it just under this week's module or
yeah.
something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You are welcome. So under month 2 income streams, and then it's in the live session replay. The meditation, thought that would be up by now. For some reason, that's not there yet. But all the resources are right here.
Mm.
So you got the intake form and then the other resources. And then I'll show you a couple of the ads that we ran here. So this one was pretty humorous. I had some fun with this one. It performed pretty well. It didn't go quite as well as I was hoping. But I thought this was going to be like some like crazy viral success, but it still was definitely very profitable. But it's an example of being of a great hook and also having some fun with your audience, being a little edgy and then leading into your value. And I'll share this with you, make sure my video sound is on, and then see how you can see how your creativity can flow with having some fun and talking a little smack with your audience. Here you go. Oh, almost there. Maybe. The CEO of ExxonMobil just had a spiritual awakening and is pledging billions of dollars to Save the Rainforest Foundation. Reports from the Amazon state that he touched the face of Gaia and shat himself with guilt, vowing to change the planet forever. Sadly, this is satire. But what if it was true? What if capitalism truly became conscious? What if now is the time that the predictions from saints and sages from around the world about a new golden age are finally coming true? What if your personal ability to prosper purely from the expression of your unique gifts could manifest the life you desire most? Join us May 26th in Miami to create the world your hearts know is possible. Join us to create with your brothers and sisters on the path of purpose so you can embody the identity and the energy required to bring your dreams to life. We must blend consciousness with grounded action before it is too late. If you crave a tribe of heart-centered entrepreneurs who are ready to be the change you wish to see in the world, join Aurea right now. Join us May 26th to create the new Atlantis in Miami, Florida. Join us and create the golden age. Click below and get your tickets right now. That was pretty fun. I really enjoyed doing that one. And oh, did my video? Am I still here? I don't hear you guys either.
I hear you, but I don't
there we
see
go.
you.
Okay.
There
we
you
go. Weird. Okay. Everything disappeared for a second there. So that's, that's an example of leaning into a little bit of the controversy and leaning into a little bit of the fun, and then speaking to the results and the desired outcomes. And speaking with our people and speaking from my heart and soul, that is the movement that we're here to create. That is that big golden age wave that we're seeking to tap into. So you can see how that gets engineered in there. And I know there's a lot of video editing and graphics and things like that in there. So if that feels like, it's a little bit beyond where you're at, good. You can do it. I promise you. There are people that can do the editing. I didn't do all of that. Obviously, it's me on the camera doing the script. That's it. So wherever you are, steadily evolve forward is the key. And stepping into that feeling and that knowing is what's most important. And it's not about being perfect. It's not about doing things that you think are impossible and never starting, or worrying about things that you think are impossible, never starting. It's about making progress. And that's why I got a little distracted there for a second. That's why I had the sponsorship deck up from our first event. So 1 second, I closed it because I wanted to show you our evolution, because our first one was not so good. It was definitely clunky. And 1 second, I got to reopen it here, guys. Okay. So just to show some of the evolution, this was, a cool picture of inside the FINA forum. but then it was super basic, like this is like this is clip art. And I was talking about what even we thought even Aurea was, which we really didn't even had no idea. This was before we'd really done anything. And this is, these are images from Google Images from inside Find a Forum, and speaking to, those ideal sponsor, desires, and, showing like this is where we started. So this is just want to encourage you guys. Why does it keep going to the beginning? Anyway, like, like in hindsight, like I feel a little embarrassed, but it's shines of how how far things can go quite quickly. And now we've got these crazy partnerships, and we've been blessed by a ton of amazing people that have helped us. But this is where we started not that long ago. So we have some some quality here and some insight, but definitely a long way from where we are now. So leaning into progress is the message, and leaning into starting, and leaning into beginning the journey, and trusting that the breadcrumbs are going to appear, and that the right people are going to be there, and that the right person is alive inside of you. And the more that we can lean into that vision and consciously activate that version of ourselves that can do this, that knows we can do it, that believes we can do it, and is ready to transmute whatever resistance is showing up. There's always going to be something, no matter where we are in the process. If we're totally new to this, or if we're just ready to launch the next thing, there's going to be some self-sabotaging voice to keep us in our previous identity. As we know, one of, if not the strongest forces in the universe. And the more that we can step into and condition our being of being in that experience and feeling that feeling and seeing the details and being there face to face in our mind's eye of being on stage in the moment, making the sales, making the affiliate relationships, booking the sponsors, the more that we're going to be able to condition our subconscious to come up with those awesome answers, or come up with those awesome ideas, and elicit the emotional charge required to power us into the future, which is it's going to be scary in some kind of way. That's just how it is here in Earth School. Just saw the chat here. HubSpot for funnels. I've never used HubSpot. I've used it for marketing, different reasons. But I've never built a funnel in it, so I don't know about that. Heavy Block. I'm enjoying this very much. What an abundance you share here. Oh, thank you so much. My pleasure. I'm here to share abundantly. Your success is mine and mine is yours. And there's really just one of us here. So it's a blast. Here is another example of a great promotional partner. We ran this as an ad, and this was really successful. We did like 12x our investment on Facebook and Instagram ads the first time around, and they were super basic. Like this was like so basic, but it crushed. So Paul Chek is one of our speakers. If you've heard of him before, he's like an icon in the fitness space. Jolie knows him. But whoever you can find that will promote you, that's well known locally or internationally, these are your people.
Even
even is a pretty profound speech you had there, Paul.
Even when it seems like the world is falling apart all around you, we have the power within us to create what we want.
And the reason that I want to share this here is, again, it comes back to that defining big idea for us, and inviting you all to really reflect into what is that concentrated big idea for us. Again, even though all hell's breaking loose, this is the best time ever. Even though there's bad things happening, even though there's war and tragedies and all these different things happening, this is the best freaking time ever if we activate our gifts, if we come together.
Transition that we're going through in the world right now is a great awakening, so that we can wake up to our potential and use it to create harmony with each other and the world, so that we can all live and love more fully and have more freedom.
Any questions on ads? No, this is all pretty high level, but just want to glance over the top here for you. Okay, all good. So the next really great tool to give you access to and to introduce you to, if you haven't used it, is a tool called ManyChat. Have you ever seen anything where someone says comment, something below and get an automatic DM or a message? You ever seen posts like that? So you're using ManyChat or one that's similar. And it's like 5 minutes to set this up. You just sign in with your Instagram or your Facebook account. And I'll give you a tutorial on this if you need any help with this, but it really, really is simple. And all you do is you set up a new automation. And then what people do is when they comment a certain word on your post, then there's a series of replies here, and then they will get this message. So for us, this is what we did. So comment speaker, comment courage. Thank you for stepping up as a courageous speaker for your tribe. The event is closed, but you can still get free access to the recordings below before April 1st. This was after the event, obviously. And after the event, still had 36 people, and we had over 20 people click. And I don't know if any of you guys came from this, but was still really useful and was definitely something that I really, really recommend. However, you can create these simple automations, which even if you've never done them before, don't be scared. Don't be nervous. It's okay. They're really easy. Like if you can figure out how to pay your taxes, then you can figure out how to do this. I promise. So
does this integrate with Instagram or High Level, or do you
yeah,
pay for this? What is this?
yeah. So the answer to all the above is yes. Yep. Yep. Any other questions here?
Is there a video walkthrough of how to set that up? I'm already like overwhelmed because I've tried to set up workflows before and it doesn't go well.